What's up, everybody? Welcome back to OPC Sports Talks. Now, I know it's been a while since we've done an OPC Sports Talk. It's actually been forever. So we've missed a lot of news over the past. Basically, just one thing that's been forever ago. Antonio Brown is now out of the league. Josh Gordon is now on the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of things has happened. Flacco's on IR. Cam Newton's out for the season. John Collins has been suspended for 25 games from the Atlanta Hawks. Aqib Talib went to the Dolphins. Matt Bryant got released by the Falcons. Just a bunch of crap. Leonard Williams went to the Giants. J.J. Watt was out for the season again. It sucks. Michael Bennett comes to the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm very happy about. Just a bunch of things. Patrick Mahomes got hurt, but obviously he's back. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff happening. The World Series ended. And congratulations to the Washington Nationals. They won the World Series against the Houston Astros 6-2 in the finals. So congratulations to them. But let's get into some more recent news. Brandon Brooks has signed an extension with the Eagles. The Buccaneers released Vernon Hargreaves, the veteran corner. The Texans claim Vernon Hargreaves, so he goes to the Texans. The Trail Blazers signed Carmelo Anthony. Everyone's asking, where's Melo going to go? Where's Melo? He finally gets signed by the Portland Trail Blazers, and he actually hit a 3 in the game. He went back. Eagles signed Jay Ajayi, and some news we're going to get in today was the whole Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph incident. Colin Kaepernick's workout, and Tua Tagovailoa, I can't pronounce his last name, man. I'm just going to say Tua. He's out for the rest of the season. The number one quarterback draft prospect is out for the rest of the season. So let's go into our first story of the day, and that will be again, like we were talking about, Tua being out for the rest of the college season. Unfortunately, Tua got hit in the hip area. He suffered, you say it right there, dislocated right hip, suffered, it's a fracture in the Saturday game. I forget who they were playing, but they won the game. They were up by so much, the coach didn't take him out, and it ended up in a huge injury, and now he's out for the rest of the season, which drops his draft prospection as well. Everybody's expecting him to go first in the draft, and now that might no longer happen. I'm praying for him. I really, really am. He's one of the best college quarterbacks in the recent years, especially this year. He's been an outstanding player. Unfortunately, this might not only hold back Tua's prospection in the draft, but it will also probably hold back the whole Alabama team. So it sucks. I mean, you gotta really, if you look at it, you gotta blame it on the coach. He should have took out his quarterback. Shouldn't have risked him getting injured anymore. And unfortunately, as you can see right there, he got carted away, and he suffered the injury. Again, I believe he's still going to be picked up in the draft. I mean, he's out for the season. I don't think he's going to be out for it until the next draft. Unfortunately, though, that's the end of his season. Might also be the end of his Heisman run. He could have won the Heisman. Obviously, that might no longer be happening. So yeah, on to our next story. Is Mr. Colin Kaepernick, the man himself, is back. Back then when Kaepernick was going through this whole thing, there was a thing called an appeal. No, it wasn't an appeal. It was something in the contract, and I believe this is what it was. Here's some words that Kaepernick had to say himself.
I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth, stop running from the people. We're out here, we're ready to play, we're ready to go anywhere. My agent Jeff Nally is ready to talk to any team, interview with any team at any time. I've been ready, I'm staying ready, and I'll continue to be ready. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court, we're ready to go.
So obviously, Colin Kaepernick has some things to say. I'm actually happy for the guy if he gets another shot to come back into the NFL. There's some scouts up there watching the film, and there's probably people who would even go, teams that even go to scout, but are watching the film back in the office or whatever at home. So yeah, there's actually been some rumors that Colin Kaepernick will actually be signing with the Chicago Bears. And if he does, I gotta give credit to my dad because he actually joked about that happening, and then the next day or like a couple days later, just kind of found out that he actually might be going there. So it's kind of weird, but Colin Kaepernick back in the NFL, he's got a shot. He proved himself pretty good in his workout, and hey, right now if the Bears do sign him, I think Bears fans will be happy because Trubisky ain't doing much at all. And again, Kaepernick just after everything that's happened, I mean, look, again, everything's been happening between Kaepernick and the NFL, and then Knight got back involved in it. It's unreal. I don't know what you guys want to look at it here, but unbelievable. This man's got another shot to try to come in. I hope he does. It'll be fun. On to our final debacle here on LPC Sports Talks, the return of it. You can see right there, Myles Garrett hits Mason Rudolph over the head with the helmet. Now I'm going to go basically and say what happened, who got suspended, who got what, and then I'm going to give my thoughts and what I think should have happened. Obviously right there you can see the whole thing piling up. Myles Garrett did swing the helmet at Mason Rudolph, so there was that. If we can look now, here we go. Myles Garrett has been suspended for the remainder of the 2019 season. That includes also the postseason. The ruling was upheld. Maurice Pouncey was suspended 3 games. I believe he got it reduced to 2 or 1 games. I believe. I don't remember what it was. 3. Then he got it reduced. Larry Ogunjobi, I can't pronounce his last name, but he was suspended 1 game from the Cleveland Browns. And each team has been fined $250,000. So, yeah. Let's give my thoughts right here. You can see right here with 8 seconds. This all happened with 8 seconds left in football. Like 8 seconds of the lifetime in football, man. So right there, you can see Garrett sacking Mason Rudolph. Rudolph said he didn't like the way that Myles Garrett sacked him. But then if you look at the bottom right here we go. I'm gonna see it right here. Bang! Mason Rudolph tried to rip the helmet of Myles Garrett first, and then Garrett's like, no. No, you ain't playing with the big boys. The lineman had him completely controlled, and this is where I think it's bang. That is Rudolph's fault for going after Garrett. Now, you do not pick a fight with a man whose job is and gets paid to hit you. That I just think is stupid. Bang! Look at that. Bonk him right in the head. Just knocked him. Now, this is where I say Mason Rudolph's in the wrong. Now look, the helmet over the head. Completely Garrett's fault. Yes, suspension, 100%. But this is where I think Garrett said that Rudolph said a racial slur, and Rudolph obviously denied that. I'm pretty sure it was found denied that. So Garrett lied, so it made himself look even worse, which sucks. Mason Rudolph said he could have sued, said he wasn't, and this is why I don't think he was going to, because Mason Rudolph first tried to rip off the helmet off of Garrett before Garrett even grabbed Rudolph's helmet. That's first and foremost. Second thing, the lineman, as soon as Garrett, even if it ended there, as soon as Garrett pulled the helmet off, the offensive lineman had Garrett controlled. Like 300-pound offensive lineman, built, muscled. Their job is to hold the D lineman. They had Garrett controlled. So why did Mason Rudolph keep running and going after him? I have no idea. That is Mason Rudolph's fault as well. So I believe, technically, I think it was Rudolph's fault. Right there, you can see Rudolph take another hit. I believe that was Larry. I can't pronounce the last name, but Larry did that. And so, obviously, there was that. Again, the helmet completely wrong. Shouldn't even been Everybody was calling this guy from the Browns a pussy because he hit a defenseless quarterback without a helmet instead of picking on the guys who were kicking Myles Garrett while he was on the floor, which I can actually see that. But yeah, the suspension totally understandable. You should never do that. But again, Mason Rudolph, I believe it is also his fault. I believe he should at least got a game or two suspension for also going with the flow and just taking it to Garrett. So my initial reaction, suspension is all. I believe that is a fair thing to give Myles Garrett. The rest of the 2019 season kind of sucks, but again, that's a big thing in football. So you gotta remember, a lot of these people who are watching football, who just started watching football, who don't know that much about football, that's the first time they've seen anything like this happen, and it's so unusual in football that it's unbelievable. So again, the right thing was to suspend Garrett. It makes the league look better. So suspend Garrett. I believe, though, Mason Rudolph was also in the wrong, and he should have also got suspended. I believe everything else worked out fine. Garrett suspension, the Pouncey suspension, the Larry suspension. I can't pronounce the last name, I'm sorry. The suspension of him. I believe all that was justified. I just believe Mason Rudolph had a big part to play in this, and he should have been suspended at least a game or two. Or maybe fined. But that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to OPC Sports Talks. We're going to try to get back on the news with you guys. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys like this episode. There's Baker Mayfield. He did say that he will definitely get suspended if we can tune in maybe and we can get a little bit of a word. I'm pretty sure you guys all heard this interview. Let's see what he says.
I didn't see why it started, but it's inexcusable. I don't care, rivalry or not. We can't do that. That's kind of the history of what's been going on here lately, hurting yourself, and that's just endangering the other team. It's inexcusable. He knows that. I hope he does now. It's tough. We'll see.
Mason Rudolph, a friend of yours, Myles Garrett, a teammate of yours. What were you saying to your teammates over there to kind of calm everybody down?
I don't think there's anything in that moment that I can really say to calm him down. You know what? The reality is he's going to get suspended. We don't know how long, and that hurts our team. And we can't do that. We can't continue to hurt this team. It's inexcusable.
Well, you heard it there from Baker Mayfield himself, about his own teammate. You can obviously see where he's coming from because Mason Rudolph, a friend of his, like she said, and Myles Garrett, a teammate. So it's kind of hard for him to say what he wants to say. But with that being said, guys, hope you liked the video, and we'll be back with OPC Sports Talks more often and more frequently. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace. Let me know what you guys think about the Colin Kaepernick, the Tua, and this whole Brown situation. Let me know what else you guys want me to cover in sports, especially basketball and football mainly. But that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next OPC Sports Talks in the next video in general. Peace.